Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 504th Brotherhood YouTube battle that I've put on. Just say straight away, you might notice that this isn't a Rome Total War battle, this is a Barbarian Invasion battle. As you know, we play Rome Total War Fridays and Saturday nights and have some great battles, as you see on our video channel. But Sunday we've turned into Barbarian Invasion night, and I'd just like to show you this battle if I could. Okay, our first teammate is the leader of the Core Clan First Prime, and as you can see there, he's got some Auxiliary Palatina, which are spearmen that can form shield walls, and they're very, very effective. Also, he's got the Barbarian infantry that can throw large metal-tipped darts that can cause a heck of a lot of casualties to enemy troops before they even get into hand-to-hand battle. And the cavalry that he's got with his army here are the, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, they are the Summation Auxiliary cavalry. If you notice the long swords that they've got there, they're very good cavalry there. And it'd be interesting to see how well this army does during the course of the battle. As I say, this is Core First Prime's a faction of choice, the Roman Western Empire. So I say he does really good with them. It'll be interesting to see how well he does. And here, the next teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who has got the Roman Eastern Empire Rebels. Okay, now straight away you'll see that I've got the Eastern Archers there. They're well armoured and have got a good range and can do a lot of damage to enemy troops. Here you can see I've got the Barbarian infantry, once again the ones that throw the large steel-tipped darts that can cause a lot of casualties to enemy troops, and which they do. And also I've got several units of these guys, which are the Comitatenses, or Eagle units as we might call them. And they're 122 man units, and as I say, I've got several of those. And as they're Eagle units, obviously they give a good morale bonus to the rest of the troops around them. A quick look at my cavalry, and I've got the Equite Clibanarii cavalry, a very tough cavalry. And see those rolling pins that they're carrying there? Those are effective against armour maces. So that, make no mistake, that cavalry is extremely powerful. So there's my army there. Should be interesting to see how well it does. And our last teammate is Brotherhood member 8ball, and he has brought the Sassanids. Just have a quick look at his Sugdian warriors here. The Sugdian warriors, if you notice here, they are effective against armour, and if you have a close look at their maces, can you see the spikes on the end of their maces there? Of course makes them effective against armour. Okay, and you've got the their archers there are also quite powerful, but the Sassanids are really renowned for their powerful cavalry. And you've got armoured camel riders here. Okay, and they're pretty tough. You can see there, and they bring a big fear factor to enemy cavalry. You've got the Clibanarii, and the Clibanarii cavalry are extremely tough. Okay, make no mistake, see they've got effective against armour maces as well. And I think they might have a 31 defense on them without any upgrades. So that just goes to show how tough they are. As you can see, the end of their maces there, effective against armour. And the third cavalry unit he's got there is Cataphracts. Okay, now we call the Cataphracts in Rome Total War the tanks of the ancient world because they're armoured from head to toe. But just let me say, all this cavalry are the tanks of the ancient world because they're all armoured from head to toe. So there's our team there. It's got the potential to be a great Barbarian Invasion battle. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Crypto, who have bought the Celts faction. And this is one of the older factions in the game. As you can see here, he's got the Scotty Chariots. I believe there are only two factions in the whole game with chariots, and that are these, the Celts, and I think the Summation faction as well. I think, as far as I know, that's the only two factions with chariots in. Okay, let's have a quick look at the Wolfhounds there, or Warhounds if you like. And then we move on to the Pictish crossbowmen. Okay, these are effective against armour. I think they take a bit longer to reload, but they are effective against armour. Then you've got their elite infantry, which are the Gallo Glasses. Okay, if you notice, they carry those big two-handed swords there, and they can be quite devastating there with those massive swords that they use. And of course they then move on to their berserkers, which are the Hounds of Kulan. Okay, the hands of Kulan, if you notice, they paint themselves purple to frighten enemy troops even more. They've got effective against armor maces. They've got 2 hit points. And as I say, they bring a massive fear factor as well. So they're very good. And also in Barbarian Invasion, the morale factor is extremely important, maybe even more important than in RTW. So it's always good to bring a religious unit to give your troops better morale. As I say, morale is extremely important in Barbarian Invasion, I think even more than RTW. And then let's have a look at his cavalry there. Can you see he's fully upgraded his noble clansman cavalry? Okay, but even fully upgraded, I don't think this cavalry is really great. There are elite cavalry units in this game, a lot of them, but unfortunately they're not them. Okay, so that's the Kel army there. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Barclayman, who has bought the Franks faction. Now this is a really good faction here. Just want to show you the Paladin cavalry, the Paladins there, and they have a massive 10 charge bonus. Okay, I think that's the highest charge bonus in the game, 10. So as I say, they'll have a lot of impact with that cavalry. And also here we're going to have a look at one of their axemen there. You can see these are the Francisca Herban units, okay? Now they throw axes. They're really good infantry in their own right, but they throw axes. And those axes, make no mistake, cause loads and loads of casualties. Very effective. Brotherhood member Uther, many years ago, this used to be his faction of choice. Okay, the rest of his army is hidden in the woods, so we can't have a look at them. And their last teammate is Brotherhood member Trajan, who has bought the Roman Eastern Empire Roman army there. I'd just like to show you here, he's bought the cheap archers there with no armour. Okay, these are the cheap archers here with no armour, and they will suffer a lot of casualties against other archers in this game without any armour. I see he's got the Legii Lanciarii there, very good anti-cavalry spearmen. He's got his Plumbarteri, remember those ones that throw the iron-tipped large darts. He's got his eagle units for morale as well, and he's got his Equitae Calafracti. Okay, Equitae Calafracti, and they've got massive, I think that's a 32 defense on them. So there's the other team. It should be a great battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. At this stage, I'd like to give a shout out for Man 2. For this particular battle, there was only 7 of us, and he volunteered to spectate to let the rest of us play. I know he really loves playing Barbarian Invasion. It's a really favourite game of his. So for him to volunteer to spectate to let us play, I know that was quite a big thing for him there. So just to say, well done to Man 2. Thanks for letting us play. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd talk about tactics and strategy in tackling Roman armies on Barbarian Invasion. Okay, can you see First Prime here? This is his faction of choice. He's got a really good formation there. Now, he's got a shield wall there of his auxiliary spearmen. Okay, and they've got anti-cavalry bonus, and they will hold up infantry for a long time if you would try to attack his formation head on. Okay, remember that if those spearmen can hold up the infantry, all the units behind that shield wall are missile units. So they're going to be throwing loads of pilers and those metal-tipped darts into the enemy troops attacking those spearmen there. So attacking head-on is something that you don't really want to do against a Roman army on Barbarian Invasion. You need to be tactical and strategic. Take your units around the flank of the Romans here. Don't try hitting them head-on. But remember, even if you attack around the flanks, there are all missile troops there, and you'll be having lots of missiles thrown into you. So, as I say, you need to be very tactical and strategic when you fight a Roman army. And as I say, I think we played for 3.5 hours Sunday, and I think First Prime here only lost 1 battle in all that time with this really tough formation. Okay, at this stage of the battle, you can see here that our teammate 8-Ball here has been very aggressive with this Sassanid army here. You can see him moving there with his camel riders towards the enemy archers there. Because we know 8-Ball can be very aggressive there, but there's a lot of enemy troops over on that flank, especially that Roman army. As I say, the Roman faction in this game is very, very powerful. You can still beat them with a lot of factions on the game there, but you have to play it very tactical and strategic. Okay, now here you can see those Celt charioteers here, probably moving towards First Prime's infantry. Let's see if we can hitch a ride on one of those chariots there. Here we go, we got onto the back of that chariot there, and we're riding along with the chariots there. And I just think they're going to get ready to throw those spears into... There we go. Throwing spears into First Prime's army as he's moving away. If you notice here, First Prime's bringing in a cavalry unit over there, trying to neutralise them. I've got my archer shooting into them as well. Let's say being a good teammate, you see, it's trying to look after your teammates here. I brought my archers over here to try and target those chariots. I must say, archers in this game aren't so kind of delicate or fragile as they are in Rome Total War. If my archers get hit by a chariot unit, they're probably not going to rout like they would in RTW. See that chariot unit there, gone in to hit them, but certainly hasn't routed them there. My archers are still fighting those chariots. And you can see here, nice bit of support here by First Prime, bringing his auxiliary cavalry in here to fight the chariots there. So there's a bit of cavalry fighting chariots there going on. Nice bit of support there by First Prime, bringing those cavalry in to support me against those chariots there. You can see another chariot unit moving in there as well, probably looking to target my archers if he can. And bang, as they smash into my archers there. It's probably alt attack there, as you can see. Wouldn't surprise me if First Prime came out with that cavalry unit again, Sarmatian auxiliary unit again, to come over and help, which he's doing. Coming over to help my archers against those that chariot unit there. Nice, as I say, nice bit of support there by First Prime. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if that chariot unit went up that hill a little bit there. So then, when it charges, if it actually counterattacks, it'll have a downhill charge bonus there. Right? See, he's going up the hill. Nice move here by Crypto. He did that deliberately, look, and now he's going to charge down here to get a downhill charge bonus, and bang! He smashes into that cavalry. Whoa, that cavalry there fighting really well there against those chariots. Remember, those chariots were only light chariots though. So, oh, there's a couple of wheels of the chariots there we just saw rolling. So well done to First Prime. As I say, those chariots are only light chariots there. So well done to First Prime. A nice bit of support there. Meanwhile, over on our left flank here, as I say, you can see 8-Ball here still moving his archers forward there, trying to get in range of the enemy archers there. But those, as I say, those Roman archers without armour will be killed quite quickly. Okay, at this stage of the battle, Crypto, as we know, very good team player here, has brought his Pictish crossbowman over here to help his ally here, shooting against our allies' archers. As I say, these Pictish crossbowmen are effective against armour, so even though our allies' archers have got armour, those crossbow bolts will penetrate their armour there. Okay, but I think the crossbowmen have got short range, so he's going to have to move forward to target our allies' archers there. And of course, as you can see there, if he moves forward, he could become isolated a bit there. Okay, as I say, if he moves those crossbowmen forward to get into range, he could be hit by enemy cavalry. Okay, so those units could get a little bit isolated if Crypto moves them too far forward. But remember, all these battles that we play on Barbarian Invasion are all about training. We're all kind of like learning the game again. So as I say, it doesn't matter who wins or loses. It's all about trying things out, experimenting with different stuff, and seeing how units and tactics pan out during the course of the battle there, right? Okay, so just going to pause the game here, because if First Prime here smashes into the rear of those crossbowmen, and then if 8-Ball attacks with his cataphracts there, we could take out the whole of those Celt crossbowmen there. So it'll be interesting to see if that's what they're going to do between them. Let's say First Prime here charging in with his cavalry unit there into the rear of those units, and I'm just waiting for 8-Ball there to charge a couple of his cataphract units, maybe 1 or 2 in, or he may charge all of them in there. There you go. You can see now 8-Ball was charging with his cataphract cavalry forward there in a sandwich attack between First Prime's auxiliary cavalry there and the cataphracts there, and between them now they've taken out all of the Celts crossbowmen there. So that was a nice move by the two of them there. But can you see the enemy Roman army moving towards us here, plus the Celts cavalry as well? It looks like there could be a bit of a concerted attack here on our left flank against our Sassanid ally here. Okay, so you can see here. Now, if I was a Sassanid ally here, I'd start moving back, because seeing that massive Roman army moving towards him, plus all these fully upgraded Celtic cavalry, it might be a good idea for our Sassanid ally to pull back towards his allies there, and bang, that cavalry smashes in to those archers. Now what I'm thinking is here, those Celtic cavalry are going to take out a heck of a lot of our Sassanid allies' archers. And as I say, you can see that massive Roman army moving over towards us. As I say, in this game, Rome is still a pretty tough faction, and you need to be very tactical and strategic to fight Rome in this game, maybe even more than you do on RTW. Okay, you can see here Crypto still moving forward with his cavalry, being very aggressive towards our Sassanid ally. I think maybe having those units fully upgraded is giving him a lot of confidence there with his cavalry against enemy cavalry here. As you can see here, being very aggressive. Plus, as I say, he's got his Roman ally coming across as well. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So as I say, Crypto's noble clansmen there, fully upgraded cavalry attacking our Sassanid ally, being very aggressive with that cavalry. As I say, being fully upgraded may give him the confidence, but you've got that massive Roman army with those equites, cataphracti cavalry with 32 defense coming over here as well. So as I say, there looks like it's a bit of a concerted attack on our Sassanid ally here on our left flank. Very aggressive attack there. And I think our Sassanid ally is doing the right thing in pulling back towards his allies. Okay, so he's attacked here. Can you see he's put his armoured cavalry unit there attacking the Celts cavalry there. Remember, those camels give a fear factor, frightening enemy cavalry. You might be able to, we might just have a look at that in a second. Let's just pause the game for a second here. So, as I say here, you can see there's a concerted attack here on our ally. If you notice here, I've brought my cavalry over here ready to charge in when needed. You can see First Prime brought his cavalry over here, but also First Prime is taking his Roman army from our right flank over to the left flank here to face that Roman army. Okay, I think he's thinking Rome v Rome there as he's moving over. You can see that the Celt infantry there look like they're going to be attacking our allies' Sugdian infantry there with their effective against armour axes. I'm moving my Rome army over to help as well. So there's a lot going on the battlefield at the same time at the moment. Okay, but as you can see here, they're intimidated by nearby enemy troops. Okay, that's the camel there with their fear factor there. You can see Trajan's cavalry there were intimidated by nearby enemy troops as well. Okay, that's the Celt general, I think, has just been taken out. And of course the Celts haven't got very good morale anyway, so that's a bad thing for them that their general's just been taken out. You can see First Prime's cavalry charging in there, and bang, as I smash into that Celt cavalry there. I'm charging my cavalry straight in to the enemy as well there. You can see my guys are using their effective against armour maces there against the enemy spears there. So you can see that, as I say, chuck my cavalry in there as well, trying to help my ally. But as I say, concerted attack here on our left flank. You can see First Prime's army there. He's moved over there. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. Okay, so we've got Sugdian warriors here, our Sassanid Sugdian warriors there fighting some of the Roman troops. We've got our cavalry heavily engaged. First Prime's brought his Roman army over to this flank. His cavalry is engaged here with the Franks cavalry, as you can see there. Let's say a lot going on here. You can see a lot of Sassanid cavalry has been routed at this stage as well. Okay, you can see I've brought my Roman army over here to support here against the Franks and the Celts. Okay, you can see that the Berserker units have been activated, and see how they're starting to smash those Sugdian warriors up in the air there with their effective against armour maces, and the big fear factor they're bringing as well, and the big attacking specifications that they're bringing as well as those Celts callow glass troops there as well. Now you might notice here, can you see a lot of spears coming in from the Frankish spearmen there, and now I'm retaliating with pilers. I've got my Plumbartii throwing their darts in, those metal tipped large darts are thrown in as well. Okay, you can see these berserkers, look at, they're smashing into my troops, smashing them up into the air as they're hitting them. Look at that. That's the power of these berserkers, and that's against really good Roman troops there. And as I say, you've got the callow glass swordsmen there as well. Right now the Frankish infantry are charging in, the spearmen are charging in. Okay, let's just pause again there. But remember what we talked about here, about attacking Romans in this game. You need to be tactical and strategic, even more maybe, as I say, than Rome Total War. You need to get units in around the flank and the rear of Roman armies on Barbarian Invasion. Okay, you can hold and pin them if you want at the front, but you need to get in behind them if you want to do a lot of damage. You can see here First Prime's army here moving towards the enemy Roman army there. I nearly said First Prime's Julia army there, getting a bit mixed up with RTW. But you can see a lot of our Sassanid allies' infantry have been routed at this time. And as I say, First Prime here is advancing with his Roman army against that other Roman army there. But as I say here, the enemy are attacking my infantry head on as it stands at the moment. Okay, Roman infantry takes a heck of a lot of braking, as I said before, and all the time they're throwing in those either pilers or those large iron tipped darts. Right, now here's something I want to show you here, the Franks Axemen. Okay, you can see these guys are Francisca Herban. Now remember, these guys throw axes and they can be absolutely devastating, the casualties that they can cause, even against well armoured Roman troops. They can still do a heck of a lot of damage there. Okay, so as you can see, they're pulled up now, ready to throw those axes in. You can see here, I'm still throwing those big darts in, and you can see here there's some more Celtic cavalry smashing into the rear of my units here, trying to cause damage. But a lot of those axes now are coming in on my infantry from those Herban axemen, and as I say, they can cause a heck of a lot of damage to my troops there when the axes hit. Right, see those axes there, see my men going down there being hit by those axes. That was just one volley from one unit there that caused damage to my troops there. That's the damage that those axemen can do to even well armoured Roman troops there. So as I say there, well done to them. Right, you can see the Frank general there is still attacking my Roman army head on, but if he takes all these troops here along with his Roman allies cavalry there round the flank, look, around the flank, smash into the flank, maybe even go further around and smash into the rear of my troops, maybe even hit my general. Okay, that might be a good tactic there against Roman troops. Most of the Celtic infantry have been taken out. There's still a couple of units still fighting. But as I say, First Prime moving his army forward here towards the enemy Roman army there. Okay, so he's doing well. As I say, that is his faction of choice. He's got a really good battle formation there, and he uses it extremely well. But as I say, at the moment here on our right flank, you can see my army being attacked by blue Frankish troops and some Celtic troops there as well. Okay, you can see that Roman armoured cavalry now charging into my infantry, and bang, as I smash in there. Some of his units have even penetrated that infantry unit there. But still see my infantry are still holding firm, even though they got smashed by infantry and cavalry. Right, can you see I'm counter-attacking with my cavalry, and bang, as I smash into those Frankish troops there. Okay, you can see how penetrating my cavalry is there again. And then you can see the enemy are counter-attacking with their Roman cavalry as well. I've got my Sassanid ally, he's charged in a cavalry unit as well. Okay, let's just pause again for a second here. So there's a massive cavalry and infantry scrap going on there. My Sassanid ally is sending in reinforcements, but this is what the best thing to do that Barclayman's doing here. Taking infantry round the flank of Roman formations here on Barbarian Invasion. And you need to get in behind, hit the flank, hit the rear of those units there with those Frankish infantry. That'd be a great move there. And as I say, you can see First Prime here's army facing the Roman enemy Roman army plus some Frankish troops as well. Okay, so First Prime's doing well there, and if you notice, he's got his cavalry hiding in the woods. They're in the woods at the moment. Okay, so you can see here First Prime moving slowly towards the enemy troops here, between the towards the enemy Roman infantry there. Right, now just like to show you a nice move here by First Prime. Okay, he had his cavalry hiding in the woods. Okay, and he's just pulled them out of there now, hoping that the enemy will forget they were hiding in the woods. He just pulled them out there to smash into the rear of their troops. I think he's bided his time there with his cavalry, just waiting for the right time. Now, either going to smash the enemy general there or go into the back of those engaged enemy Roman troops. It'll be interesting to see what he does with his cavalry. Meanwhile, on the other flank there, you can see we've smashed a big hole in that attacking force that was attacking the middle of my Roman army formation there. So we've done well. But as I say, there you go, bangs! He's charged a summation auxiliary cavalry into that enemy Roman general there, hoping to take the general out. But I think the Roman general saw that and counter-attacked with his general unit there against those cavalry. Now I notice he's pulling out of there now. Just to show you something here, good move here by First Prime. I noticed that he's really started to press in with his infantry on this flank here against those engaged troops, and that's because he's going to smash into the rear with his cavalry in a classic hammer and anvil attack. Of course, cavalry being the hammer and the infantry being the anvil. Let's see what actually happens here, and here it goes in, bang, as it smashes in there. sandwich those enemy troops. Probably going to rout them there. You see, that was a really nice hit there by him. Okay, you can see my my cavalry and infantry there have done well. We've routed, along with my Sassanid ally there, we've routed a lot of the Frankish troops there, taken a lot of them out there. I think the cavalry that we had there massed on that flank really did help us against the enemy Frankish troops there, and it looks like we've routed most of the enemy troops that were attacking us on this right flank. You can see a lot of the enemy troops starting to rout now, intimidated by enemy numbers, distraught by enemy numbers there, and the morale has now dropped. Alright, let's just pause again for a second here. So as you can see here, most of the enemy troops we have now routed. Okay, just show you how intense the battle was from one flank to the other there. Let's say you can see here the line of dead starting off here on the left. That was where that big cavalry scrap happened there, and then we moved up further along the battle line there, and you can see a lot of the intensity of the fighting there as you move along the battle line there. As I say, it doesn't matter who wins or loses in these battles. It's all about training and practicing here, trying to see what works and what doesn't work. We're trying different money, we're trying different rules, obviously trying different battle formations, different army builds. So these are all practice battles, and as I say, it doesn't matter who wins or loses. It's just what we kind of can get out of these battles, to know the strengths and weaknesses of different units. And you know, it's just, as I say, it's all about practice and learning. Barbarian Invasion here, as we did when we first started to play Rome Total War, you know, learning the strengths and weaknesses of each faction and each unit there. So say it looks like our team has managed to go on to win there. Okay, so you can see it just says victory there. So just like to say, well done to everybody in the game here. As I say, it's all about learning, practicing about this game here. So as I say, it doesn't matter who wins or loses. And it's say we're just practicing all the time. As I say, we're trying different money, different rules, is it as well, trying to get the balance right for the game, so that as I say, Rome is quite powerful on here. So you need to try and get a balance here to give the other factions a chance, really. Okay, so that's what we've done. So as I say, really well done to Crypto bringing the Celt faction. As I say, I think that's one of the oldest factions in the game. Well done to Barclay Man bringing Franks. Nice to see Franks in action. And well done to Trajan here. Got some good kills with that Roman army of his. So well done to him. Well done to 8-Ball with his Sassanids. Got some good kills there with Sassanids. And well done to First Prime. Just like to show you something with First Prime's army. If you notice there, he's lost about 400 men in the whole battle. That's how good his battle formation is, as we saw earlier. So he's only lost about 400 men in the whole battle there. And as I say, last Sunday we played for 3.5 hours, and I think he only lost one battle in all that time there. So well done to him. So as I say, this is a great game, and I would recommend it to any of you that want to play. As I say, every Sunday night, 8 p.m, we go into Barbarian Invasion, and you're all welcome to come and give it a go. As I say, it's like playing RTW all over again, and what I mean by that is learning the strengths and weaknesses of each faction. There's battle statistics of my army. Not really fantastic there. I don't think any of my units did very well there. So just to say, as I say, we enjoy playing Barbarian Invasion on a Sunday night. It's a bit of fun. It's nice learning all the different factions. Okay, Spartan Commander saying once again, have a really nice Christmas. Look forward to seeing you soon, and bye for now.